Hey friends, welcome back. Welcome to our first ever Firearms Friday, where we will showcase a historic battle rifle on Fridays, and we'll go over the history of them and talk about different things. Today's showcased rifle is a 1903 rifle, or U.S. Rifle Cal 30 M1903. These rifles were the replacement to the Craig rifle, which they found to be deficient in several aspects. They originally were chambered in the M1906 round, which came out in 1906, and is the basis for today's modern 30-06 ammunition. During its lifetime, the cartridge was changed and had subsequent designations. It became the M1 round and then the M2 ball, which became the standard cartridge for our battle rifles. The rifle here was originally made in 1918, and after war was put in storage, and then in World War II a lot of the stored rifles were brought back. The main battle rifle was no longer the 1903. It became the U.S. Rifle Cal 30 M1, or the M1 Garand, and those were the main rifle issued, but we were severely short, so we had to bring these back. This one was re-arsenaled for service in World War II. These rifles have a 5-round internal magazine that's staggered, meaning 1 round on each side. You would load via a 5-round stripper clip. You would insert it and push down, which would leave the empty stripper clip. Once you had that in, you are now live. You can use the safety on the back of the bolt and then flip it to the fire position when you're ready. This rifle, when it was re-arsenaled, was given a new scant stock, which is walnut, and a replacement walnut handguard. They used a scant stock because of manufacturing processes. It could take a smaller blank of wood to make a stock, so they didn't have to use as much wood. And it's just as strong, it just has a little less. The rifle has the extractor built onto the end of the bolt, which, when loaded, these rounds are dummy rounds. They are not live. The extractor will fit into the rim, and it travels back until it hits the ejector, which will throw your spent case out, and you're ready for a new cartridge. The rifle has a 3-position lock-off. So in the top position, you can use your stripper clips. There's a notch that these fit in. It's a guide, and you push them down and then pull it out. Or in this position, you can remove your bolt, for maintenance and cleaning. Sorry. A little twisted up here. You have to get past the follower, and then you lock it down to the off position, and it cuts off the magazine, so you can only load one at a time. So yeah, that is not a safety. It's to remove your bolt and work the magazine. And it'll have an on up here, so you know that you can load your stripper clip in there, or it will have the off in the down position, so you know it's single load only. The rifle has a rear ladder sight, which in this position is zeroed. You would line up the front sight with the notch on target, and that was zeroed at 547 yards or 500 meters. You could lift your sight up, and then you could go to just over 2,800 yards, which is about 2,600 meters, or use the bottom peephole, which is 100 yards. These were originally made with a milled trigger housing and milled floor plate. Later on in World War II, they went to a stamped production. It's a lot easier to make, a lot less material, and a lot quicker to make. You could release your floor plate by inserting around in here. And then you have your follower and spring all set up. You can also unload it that way if you want. It's a lot easier when you can feel this stuff. Sorry, I'll just leave it off. And you can see it's all one piece. Fits in with 2 screws through the bottom of the stock. Goes into the receiver and locks it all in place. The buttstock was milled and smooth, and if you open the trap door, which is spring loaded, to lock it, you'll have your cleaning kit inside there, and it closes and is locked in. Your front ferrule, bayonet, lug, and stacking swivel. This is all one piece, milled. Later it was stamped in World War II. Stamped ferrule here with your sling swivel here and here. The front sight was a blade type. Off of the barrel, up here you'll have a thin little sight. This one has a transit cover on, which was put on there to protect the blade sight when they're transporting them. Like I said, this rifle was made by Springfield Armory. They were also made by Rock Island Armory. And later in the war, Remington started producing more because they had a shortage. And the Remington production actually used the old toolings from Rock Island that were in storage. And they served alongside the M1 rifle. A lot of these were converted into sniper use, and some of them were still serving all the way into Vietnam. So that's quite a service life. They're very accurate and very sturdy. The rifle, as original, used a 16-inch bayonet. This particular example is a World War II manufactured Utica cutlery. They made silverware and such, but during the war a lot of companies were pressed into service making things they didn't normally make. This example was made in 1942 and has the Bakelite scales. The original 1903 bayonets had wood scales, but these are more durable and lasted longer. You would line up your muzzle with that ring and it would guide it back to the bayonet lug. This lever would lock it on. To remove it, you would push that lever in, which pulls the bar down and takes it off. After World War II, most of the standard service rifles went to storage again. A lot of them went to second line duty or were given Lend-Lease to other countries. A lot of them were given to ROTC units. A lot of veterans organizations received them for parades and ceremonies. Some were demilled. They had a bar put in the chamber and welded up through the bottom, so they were rendered unfireable. But a lot of them stayed in one piece, and this one still has a shiny bore. It's still very accurate, very sturdy, and I'm hoping that somebody in another 100 years will be able to have this. Well, that's all I can think of right now, guys. I thank you for coming. I hope you learned something and enjoyed the video. If you do, consider giving a like and subscribing, and we all can wait till the next rifle comes out, and we'll probably bring out the 1903 A3, which was the last version of the 1903 rifle. Alright guys, well, be kind, be a good friend and neighbor, and try and make the world a better place. I'll see you in the next one.